Do you shy away from applying for job postings unless you meet every single requirement? Do you wonder whether you know enough despite being in a role for some time? In today's episode of Chronicles of a Female Engineer, I will give you 5 ways to tackle self-doubt and limitations in the workplace. Let's face it, several of these things come to mind in the workplace. Maybe you don't want to raise your hand and put up a point during work meetings. You wonder who'd want to hear my idea. What makes my message different or special? You may feel inadequate or like you don't belong. Yet you spent countless years getting extra certifications and degrees just to try to prove your worth. Self-doubt can also show up when you are working so hard to get something 100% perfect 100% of the time. When you fail to reach that goal, self-doubt keeps you stuck and questioning your skills. The extra hours of work that you're spending are causing you exhaustion. Your friends and hobbies are falling by the wayside as you are sacrificing that time to your work. This isn't healthy. So I want to provide you tips that will help you tackle this and say goodbye to what is commonly coined imposter syndrome in the workplace. The first step is to acknowledge it. What are the triggers and situations where these feelings come? When does self-doubt creep in? The first step is be aware of when it's coming up and what is being said. What is the story you're telling yourself? Second step, create a brag binder or a love me file, whichever one resonates. Essentially, this is a file which contains evidence of your success. It can include compliments that you've received via email, text, verbally, Teams, wherever the source. You want to be able to capture what achievements have you had? What projects did you complete? Who did you train? Who did you help in the workplace? Have you received any awards? What certificates have you done? What additional training have you completed? What do friends come to you for? What do people say you're so good at? This is an opportunity for you to create a binder, a file. Let's face it, most of us have a bit of dementia or loss of memory when it comes to remembering our successes. We don't have any problem remembering negative ones, but successful ones, no. So you want to make a file that you can refer to time and time again, which demonstrates what you have achieved, how you've helped others, and what you are good at. Trust me, this is going to come in handy. The third step is to write out the story you're telling yourself. Get a sheet of paper, get a pen, write a line through the middle, and write down the story you're telling yourself on one side, and then write down the facts on the other side. Perhaps your story might be, I'm not good enough. I don't deserve a promotion. This is essentially where you want to start to challenge those stories with facts. Now remember, in step 2, you created a brag binder. So this will be a great reservoir of facts that you can refer to help you populate that list. Additionally, you want to be discounting and discrediting the stories that you're telling yourself on the left-hand side of the sheet. It's powerful. Step 4, use visualization. What will it look like when you've achieved what you believe you may not be able to? What does it look like when self-doubt has been eliminated? How will it change your approach? If you perhaps see the pleasure that's ahead of you, past that fear, what does it look like if you were to speak up in a meeting, and finally change results that have been not done ever. Maybe your perspective is fresh and could cause the next innovation. You never know. You need to shift away from the doubt and the fear. Feel the fear and do it anyway. An additional tool to help you here is to get a mentor. Mentors help you see blind spots. They help you show you what you've achieved in your role. They can maybe say something like, it took me 9 months to do what you've done in 6 months. That's really good. So they can give you that external view, which may not be in your point of reference. Use visualization to help you imagine yourself in that spot and receive that breakthrough. The last one is to celebrate success. You want to be in a position to reward yourself. Make it tangible that the reward you're giving yourself is due to that achievement you have received. Reflect on what worked well. What did you do? How did you come through that step? And populate it into your bright binder. This will help to keep stacking on the achievements regularly and help you celebrate the things that go right. Repeat and acknowledge what you're doing that's working. This will really help you to shuffle off self-doubt when it comes to the fore, give you a good bunch of successes in your backpack, and help you tackle that imposter syndrome once and for all. Now, what is helpful is also listening and sharing your stories of imposter syndrome. Oftentimes, people just see the final result. So someone who's 2 or 3 steps behind you will certainly appreciate knowing how you have also had to tackle these challenges in the past and how you've overcome them. I hope these tips help you to know that self-doubt can be eliminated in the workplace, but you do have to keep working on it, acknowledge them when they come up, and put some boundaries in place to keep you forward and not stuck. If you enjoyed this episode of Chronicles of a Female Engineer, I hope you can subscribe, catch me on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and feel free to let me know what episodes you want to hear about in the future. Have a great day.